afternoon edition of the Gimmick Minute Wrestling Podcast. You got me, Jason. You got Kevin, who actually has a clear picture and sound for the first time I think we've ever done this podcast.
The joys of doing it at work.
Yeah. Hopefully you don't get into trouble for recording on the clock or anything. Or
Nah, I'm on break. It's all
nobody
good.
can. Okay, I was gonna say nobody can see
Plus,
anything.
There's not a lot of people here. You just have to see my lab in the background. So
Yeah, cool. But like last week, I never fully downloaded your audio, so I never even posted the episode last week. So unless you go watch the YouTube recording, there's really no way to hear it or listen to it. There was no audio version of last week's episode, unfortunately, just because I did not have all the audio because we were having some connection issues. So, yeah, so we might have to kind of recover maybe a couple things that we did last week, but one of them was WWE Backlash, which aired last Saturday. So we can chat about the results of that. And the one thing though, we talked about the releases last week, and we had talked about like Strowman and what was going on with him. We talked about a few of the other ones that kind of surprised us. We did not talk about Shinsuke Nakamura though.
Oh yeah, that's right. Did he get released, or did he like?
I think they just basically said they weren't going to renew his contract.
I gotcha.
So, but yeah, unfortunately, Shinsuke Nakamura will no longer be a part of WWE, and that's a shame because I actually really liked the character that he was doing most recently. But you know, maybe it was his choice to not renew too, or maybe he just wanted to go back to Japan or do something different. I know he's not the youngest cat in the world, so maybe he's getting close to hanging it up and wanted to do something different. Who knows? But I mean, he had some really good years in NXT, some pretty decent years in WWE. But yeah, Shinsuke Nakamura no longer going to be a part of the company.
Just don't go to AEW, please.
Yeah, right. Speaking of AEW, did you get a chance to see Zach Gowen performing on Dynamite Beach Break last night?
I did. I got your text, but like, late. But then, I saw it and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still going, man. I mean.
Yeah. So I saw that Ricochet had stolen somebody's prosthetic leg a couple of weeks ago, but I did not know that was Zach Gowen's prosthetic leg that he stole. So that made it even better. So they had a match over the prosthetic leg.
Well, somebody said they're like, "Is he really going to do this on one leg?" It's like, yeah. Did you not watch him?
Yeah, I know.
But that's like he's a veteran, and like that's how he does it. That's how he
wrestles. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean he's he had matches with Vince McMahon. I mean he had a storyline with Hulk Hogan. Yeah, I mean he, and that was when he was in his early 20s when when that all went down. So, shout out to Zach Gowen, still doing it. I mean I guess he does wrestle sometimes independently. And his family was there in the front row, which is probably kind of a cool moment for him and for them. So, But yeah, I was a little shocked when I turned that on because I don't watch Dynamite that often. So when I turned it on and literally see a one-legged man in an ass kicking contest, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
Right.
And then the other, I mean, Joe and Mox had a really good steel cage match, but then the finish got a little wonky and screwed up. But
it's just too much sometimes. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, they had to have everything lead to anarchy in the arena, which is okay.
But they're still outnumbered, so it's a matter of who else is.
Hook.
What I mean? Hook, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I'd imagine Hook will be back at some point soon.
Oh my God, it'd be awesome if his new gimmick was just throwing up on people.
Yeah, right. I mean, that was a pretty bad concussion, so hopefully he's not back until he's fully over it. But yeah. All right. So Backlash happened on Saturday, and I will say I don't think I was necessarily surprised by most of the results. I did get a chance to go back and watch pretty much the entire show. Trying to think where it started.
Yeah, I did. That was the night of Morgan's cut incident.
Yeah.
It happened right as the Becky Lynch match was on.
Okay.
So I kind of got spoiled with stuff and didn't really actually go back and watch it on Peacock.
Yeah. So you had
it was just kind of. I mean, it just kind of was what it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Predictable.
Yeah, the Fatal Four Way with Fatu, McIntyre, Priest, and LA Knight, which we thought Fatu would win, but we did not know that Jeff Cobb was going to come out and
Yeah, that
have an
was
impact on that, which was a
that
little
was cool.
surprising. Yeah, and the fact that Jacob did not realize Fatu was there, or Fatu Cobb was there, and that he was working with Solo. And Fatu did two interviews. He was in the press conference and he did the recap podcast. And in both interviews, he was very, it was kind of funny. Like he was like very talkative, and he really let his personality out in the Raw recap.
Hmm.
And then Sam Roberts asked him about Jeff Cobb, and he like completely shut down. And he was like, "I don't want to. I'm not going to speak on that right now
Yeah.
until I." So it was actually kind of interesting how he kind of played it in character, but he's uh he was definitely surprised by that. So that's going to be an interesting story going forward. How Jeff Cobb fits in with Solo and that version of Solo's bloodline. So, and I don't know. I mean, I know Jeff Cobb is Samoan, but is he a part of that family at all, or is he just
I don't think he is.
so? I don't know. Samoa Joe was saying one time that he and Roman were talking and said if they got their grandmothers in the same room, they probably would find a way to connect the family into some relation
I'm
somewhere. But
I'm sure.
it's a pretty small island. But yeah, so that was pretty interesting. And then Lyra defeated Becky Lynch, which
It
I
was kind of a quick. It was kind of a quick. Like I almost saw it for a second. I did see that before I left, and I almost thought like that was almost a botch, but not really. You know
mhm,
how they ended quickly, and all of a sudden she started attacking her. So like,
yeah.
but I don't know. I like what they're doing with Becky, and I like how she's just kind of you know accepting the internet
hmm
and,
Yeah.
and doing all that. So,
Yeah.
but do they need to change her theme music though?
Yeah. She needs like a more big time Bex type theme music.
Yeah.
That one needs to just be for babyface Bex. Um, then we got Penta El Grande Americano costing Penta the Intercontinental Championship against Dom. They're still building some tension between Dom and Finn, which was fun. But overall, I thought that match was actually really good, man. Dom's really stepping up, like big time stepping
Oh
up.
yeah.
So good for Dom. And then Gunther and Pat McAfee, dude. Pat McAfee brought it. Like he did really well. Then he had Michael Cole trying to help him win. But then Gunther, finally got the sleeper on him.
And
What'd you think of?
people criticize the way that ended,
Mm-hmm.
and like I don't know, like I was completely fine with it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the way it ended
with the
either.
whole what Gunther like doing the bowing, and they're like you just had this vicious attack and everything, but like whatever, it was kind of a one-off thing, and he's obviously moving on. So
Right, right, definitely. Yeah, there's not going to be a return match or anything like that. So um, it kind of was what it was there. And then, of course, we got the main event, what everybody was there to see. You got the John Cena versus Randy Orton. Man, did you get a chance to actually watch that match start to finish?
I haven't.
Dude,
I bits and pieces of it though.
those two guys put on a clinic of just good in-ring storytelling,
Yes.
just back and forth physical match. Like
Well,
it
from the start
was,
too. From the
yeah.
start with the it's been 25 years, shake my hand, poke the eye. I mean, that was just what I mean. But like, but they wrestled a great match. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like, um, yeah, and you knew that was going to be the outcome that was going to happen. But like,
I didn't see our truth interfering though and getting in for the
no,
punt and then all that.
then the whole post
Yeah.
uh scrum thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I guess we're
So
gonna get
I
him.
haven't seen that whole thing yet. So like he beat up Truth in the press conference.
So Triple H was doing his talk.
I saw that and then Cena interrupted it.
Yeah, and he said when the greatest of all times is ready to talk, you let him go. So Truth came out and was like, I always believed in you. I'm your biggest fan. Blah blah blah. Even if people say you suck and you can't wrestle. So then Cena stood up and said, "Ron, you went over the line, and basically you need to shut up." But they started
Mm-hmm.
talking, and then they picked him up and F5'd him, or not F5,
F
you know,
you. Yeah.
and then um, AA whatever, um, did that to him, and then he just looked at everybody like this, and then just walked off. So,
Interesting. Okay.
so I guess they're gonna face each other at Saturday night's main event.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was saying too. So and then Jay and Logan Paul is going to be at Saturday night's main event as well. I thought that was pretty good back and forth that they had. Punk had a good promo with Paul Heyman,
Oh, that was good
and
on Monday, yeah.
yeah, with Seth Rollins. So that's like 2 weeks in a row that storyline has gotten some really good promos. First, it was Paul 2 weeks ago with Jay in the ring and cutting that promo and leading to that match at the main event, and then Punk last Monday was awesome.
So I want to ask, like, do you think the obvious thing is, do you think Sammy's turning on Punk?
Well, they definitely made it look like that. They kind of staged them like the Shield. Did you see
Yeah,
that? Like
yeah.
that was interesting how they did that. I don't know because like what's at this point, what's it benefit Sammy? Like he already had the chance to leave and get the title shot. He already had he had the opportunities to join them. Like I don't know, man. I
I just
don't
don't want
know.
I just don't want them to keep flip flopping. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but he's the guy that can do it though. Like you know
yeah,
what I mean? Like and he's kind of at the point now where he had that WrestleMania moment with Kevin Owens. They won the tag titles. He won the IC championship from Gunther last year, and since then he's been stale.
yeah.
So I can see changing him, turning him will maybe give him a little bit more of a. But like he's eating all these spears from Braun, so now he's going to turn around and be Braun's friend after that. Like that part of it, I guess, is the part that I kind of struggle to reconcile if that were the case.
Yeah, I don't know, because it all depends too. Like, are they leading? I mean, I know War Games is so far away, but if you want to build a War Games, these are the groups to do it with. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And
yeah.
especially Roman eventually being back in the picture. You imagine like the same team they had last year, right? Punk, Roman, Sammy, Usos,
Yeah.
and
Ooh,
then
what if Sammy were to like turn like Tegan like Dakota Kai on Tegan Knox, like take it all the way to War Games and then he turns then?
yeah, that'd be
That'd be
interesting.
interesting. Yeah.
I was almost thinking of like like the traditional thing is like Punk and Roman get their hands on Heyman for 5 minutes, like both of them at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that would be
Yeah.
like, I don't know. That's a little
Hmm.
far down the road though. So
Oh yeah. I mean we got SummerSlam, we got Money in the Bank, we have all these different shows between now and then, so it's gonna be
because I mean, but it's so weird though because we'll like Money in the Bank's soon, right? Next month
yeah, it should be
in
in
July.
June. I think it's in June. I don't know. Let's see. The Saturday night's main event's the next big event. All right, Money in the Bank 2025 is in Los Angeles and it's June 7th, Saturday,
Okay.
June 7th. So less than a month.
I just wonder if they were gonna do something with Punk and Cena at Money in the Bank, but I don't know.
I mean, literally, June 7th is 3 weeks from tomorrow.
Hmm.
Well, I guess technically, I guess 4 weeks from, or no, it's 3 weeks from tomorrow. I don't know, maybe it's four. It's 3 or 4 weeks from tomorrow.
Okay. Hmm.
So but yeah, it'd be interesting to see kind of what they do because I feel like they're going to have to start that build soon and getting people qualified for the Money in the Bank match and stuff like that. So we get a chance to see who's in it. I'm curious to see, like, I think whoever wins Money in the Bank could potentially be the last line of defense to keep the title from Cena retiring with it. So I think that might play an interesting factor in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd almost be.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say it'd almost be interesting if like that person ends up like getting hurt or something like that and is off TV for a while, and then you get down to the end of that run where Cena's about to leave with the championship, and all of a sudden that person kind of surprises you and comes out of nowhere and stop them. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, I was almost gonna, but although it would be hard to do, but like if, like say that like Cody came back and won, and
mm-hmm,
he basically said, I, "I'm holding on this until your last event," and then
mm-hmm,
like pre-challenges him, but obviously Cena's gonna have,
yeah,
if they can do it to where Cena doesn't have any title defenses from then on, maybe that could work.
yeah. And the only other person that has called his shot was against John Cena, and that was Rob Van Dam with ECW One Night Stand. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's true.
I think Rob's the only one who's ever called his cash in. So,
Right.
I'm trying to think what else. I feel like there was like a whole list of stuff I wanted to talk about, and now that we're here and we're talking, I can't even like begin to like I should have wrote it all down. Like I had it all up in my head, and then all of a sudden it's just not
You got the
here.
best
But
audio, the best looking of me, the best uploading.
right, right.
It's all
I
right.
know, and I know what we
We
got to
got
talk about.
well, we can talk about whatever. I mean, we
Yeah.
can. I got about 30 minutes left, so
Okay. All right.
we
All right.
can
Let's
you know
see.
we can talk about life.
Talk about life. All right. What's
Yeah,
going on in your life?
nothing.
Oh my gosh. Well, my anniversary is coming up here this weekend. It's
Oh,
actually on Sunday, so
nice. You guys doing
12,
anything?
12 years. We are actually. We're gonna go. I rented us an Airbnb thing out in like Millersburg, so we're just gonna go spend the night out there and hang around Amish country and take in some of the sights and stuff like that. And
Huh. If you
that's
go to the
about it.
cemetery, you can find my grandparents' grave. So
Okay, I don't think that's gonna be on our list, but I appreciate you letting me know.
as hot as that is,
uh, all right, so the Saturday night's main event show is going to be on the 24th. So that's what, next Saturday?
Saturday. Yep.
Yeah, so that's the next big one, and then I imagine they'll probably start building more for Money in the Bank after that. So we got the Jey Uso versus Logan Paul, and then Punk and Sammy versus Rollins and Breaker are the two like featured events right now. So they have not actually officially announced Truth and Cena. So
Okay.
that may be a different time. So oh well, real quick, we got to give a rest in peace
Oh yeah, Sabu.
to to Sabu who passed away. So I didn't hear what or why he passed away. I just heard that he had passed away. So but he just wrestled his retirement match against Joey Janela like
Which
over
apparently he
WrestleMania weekend.
shouldn't have,
Oh really?
because obviously he has bad substance abuse problems, and
Mm-hmm.
he apparently took something or drank something before that match so he could just even function. But like they said, like he was in no shape, like the guy should have been having help, and he's just not has not been in good shape. So I think something with, I don't know, stuff just caught up to him. I don't know exactly what happened, so I can't speculate. But it sounds to me like stuff just caught up with him and stuff. So
Hmm.
yeah, that's crazy. And I'll hand it to Taz. Taz had a, I don't know if you saw
I did,
his
yeah. I,
tribute.
I was I
That
was
was pretty
watching that.
sweet.
Yeah, I was.
That was
And
pretty sweet.
WWE did a nice tribute to him and stuff like that too, which is um,
And it's so funny that like the Dark Side of the Ring about his uncle came on 2 days after it or whatever. You know what I mean? Like that debuted.
oh yeah,
The
I
one
still
about the
need to
sheep.
watch that. I haven't got a chance to watch that one yet. I'm like way behind on stuff, man. Like I was trying to watch that LFG show that A&E has, and I'm episodes behind in that now. I'm episodes behind still in Dark Side of the Ring. Just haven't had a lot of time.
I started watching the one about the sheep, but I only got like 10 minutes in. I went to bed. So I had to go back and watch it. The Billy Jack
mm,
Haynes one is, I don't know if you saw it, like go back, like watch that one.
I still need to watch that one. Yeah.
That one's like I said, I knew some stuff about him, but man.
All right. So this is interesting. What do you mean Sabu can't walk? They said, yeah, Sabu something with his knee. They're locked up. He can't walk, and his feet are bleeding. He's not coming. Sabu's not coming. I said Sabu's effed. So we talked to indie wrestler Matt Tremont. Tremont is about to be the replacement for the match, and I feel like it's going to be the most embarrassing moment in my wrestling career. There's 2,000 people here. This is one of the biggest spring breaks ever, the biggest crowd Mania weekend indie wise, and I'm going to have to go out there and announce that Sabu once again no showed his own retirement match. We're about an hour into the show, and I said, just get Sabu here. Janela continued. So they gave me something called Cradium.
Yeah.
You can buy it at a smoke shop or something. It's like the legal opiate or something, they said. He's hopping on the bed. He's hopping on the bed and he's hopping off the bed. And we're going to get him to the show. So he shows up 2 hours into the show. Sabu is on a different effing planet. Everybody's backstage, like, what the fuck is this match going to happen? And my God, did it happen? Moments into the match, Sabu went for a signature air Sabu dive off the chair, missed Janela, and went chest first into the barbed wire strands, with his head landing and sticking in the giant crate of barbed wire. I actually saw that.
Yeah.
It was an immediate sign to the audience that this wasn't going to be a nostalgia match, that Sabu was going to go out on his own terms. And minutes later, Sabu got whipped into barbed wire board, which was resting on barbed wire ropes, flipped backwards, landing on a heap. He was definitely out cold. He was done, Janela said. They were telling me there's no way. The refs were communicating to me that there's no way in continuing the match. And then somebody on X said Janela gave an addict an opiate because he didn't want to be embarrassed. Be so fro, bro. This is actually really disgusting. It didn't say Janela gave it to him. It said somebody gave it to him, not Janela. So he maybe said, get him there, but yeah, he didn't actually give it to him. So I don't know. That's a little weird that they put it like that, but I don't know. But yeah, it's too bad, man. I mean, he definitely had a lot of problems, but I mean, he was an innovator. He was a revolutionary. Like he was one of a kind, honestly. So I mean, for sure, he was one of a kind. But
well, like, and I was listening to Busted Open. They had Rhino, or no, not Busted Open, excuse me. Conrad had some people on one of his like ad-free things. He had Rhino and some other people, and Rhino was talking about like what needs to be documented about him was that like how giving he like Rhino would like Sabu would just give him money for a room or for food or whatever, and Sabu would be like, hey, we'll go here, but we're gonna leave when I say, but I'll pay for everything. Like, and he would do that. He would give guys would be like, well, I gotta sleep in my car because I can't afford a hotel room, and he'd be like, no, I got you, and he'd pay for it. So I thought that was cool,
Yeah, definitely. So, let's see what else. We got SmackDown coming tonight. I don't know what's been advertised. So I imagine we'll get this, probably find out more about Jeff Cobb's involvement, like what he's gonna be doing.
Also a little shout out to our less sexy co-host, former third man on the show, got married.
Oh yeah. Michael got married. That is right. So shout out to him. And our other former third man, Riley, got engaged to be married. So
really?
Yeah. So wedding bells all around in the Gimmick Minute Wrestling podcast. So
yeah.
But yeah, I've tried to get Michael on a couple of times with us, and it just seems like every time something happens or he falls asleep or kind of is what it is. Yeah, I was going to ask you, what do you think about Charlotte Flair's promo on SmackDown last week? Did you get a chance to see it?
I did not get to see it.
Did you hear about it at all?
No. Didn't I?
She basically kind of went like full Batista, like the crowd is booing her, and she's like, "Well, if you guys are going to do that, I'm just gonna leave." And then she like walked out. She walked out. Now there was like a whole thing with Pierce or Nick Aldis in the back and stuff like that, but it was just I don't know, it was just kind of weird. So
I wonder if
I
that's
was
part of. I wonder if that's part of that whole different character she's been trying to develop. They said like when she came back, she wanted to do something a little different than she's normally done. So
could be. I mean, maybe she's trying to lean in and be kind of that whiny type person. So I could see that. I could
I
definitely
loved
see
that
that.
version of Batista. Like
Yeah,
when he was
yeah.
the heel and won the title from Cena Chamber, and like yeah, I love that version. It wasn't around very long, but
No,
he would come out in the dark and had the spotlight on him and everything. Like that was
I
cool.
mean when he retired, him in the wheelchair with his arm in a sling, like it was just fucking hilarious. Um, it, I just had something that I was gonna. Oh, what do you think though too with Aldis eating another RKO at Backlash? Do you think that's gonna eventually like I feel like we're kind of getting on the cusp of having Aldis perform in the ring again.
I think so too. I think it's just a matter of him making sure he's good, and I think he is probably good. They probably just haven't needed him. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I'm sure he can go right now.
yeah,
So
I would imagine so.
yeah, that'd be
I would
cool.
definitely imagine so. So it'd be interesting to see what they do. I'm curious if he confronts. Um, I'm curious if he confronts Randy Orton tonight. So have you watched the Steph's Places show yet?
Just bits and pieces. I only ever catch a little bit here and there.
Okay. The Bloodline episode was really good. All of them on a yacht, like cruising around
I watched a little bit of
Miami.
that. Yeah, I like how they had Sammy there too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was great. It was great that Sammy was there. And the stories that they tell, like Solo, totally, man. He is the baby brother syndrome. Like
Oh
he gets
yeah.
so mad about it. His brothers, it's hilarious. Um, but yeah, I thought that was good. That was a lot of fun, and the Tongans were there too. Um, But dude, that sounds like sounds like a fun way to grow up though. Like
Oh
a
yeah.
ring in the backyard, barbecues every weekend, like everybody hanging out, partying. Like that just I don't know. That just sounds like it'd be a fun way to grow up. Oh, that was weird. All my screens just kind of went black and then came back.
I
But
thought your lights went out for a second.
yeah, it's like the Undertaker is going to appear behind me or something.
Dong. The throwback.
uh,
Oh my god, that was one of the funniest things. The dong. Oh my god.
uh, we've had some funny moments on the show. Yeah, man, I really can't think of too much else. I mean, I'm glad we got a chance to kind of catch up and talk about stuff. I know you're working, and we've gone 28 minutes only so far, but I mean, I know there's probably a lot more out there, and like I said, there's a lot that we kind of talked about last week that didn't even that isn't really even going to see the light of day, unfortunately. But um, I don't want to rehash over releases that happened 3 weeks ago at this
Right.
point. Um, but it seems like they're doing stuff with the people there. It kind of seems like Rusev's character is a little similar to what he was trying to do in AEW before he left. The whole kind of
Yes.
redeemer thing, but he's going at it a little bit differently.
Yeah.
Um,
Somebody even said like, "Hey Tony Khan, this is how you do." That's why I saw that somebody said, "Hey
yeah,
Tony Khan, this is how you portray the Redeemer" or something like that,
yeah,
or
yeah,
portray Miro.
yeah. It's kind of sad that they didn't really. They were so start and stop with him. And speaking of like start and stop, where the fuck is Wardlow?
That's a good question. I have no idea.
I mean, it's just crazy to me that guy was like on the cusp of being one of their top stars, and
And they even talked. Remember, we used to talk about all the time how we used to hear like, they're like, wait till he starts like talking and stuff. Like they said, like he's a great promo and he can work. And I have no idea what happened.
yeah. And then I'm trying to think of what else. Osprey and Paige are gonna fight coming up. They had a tag match together, which
MJF,
ev-
MJF got
Oh yeah,
accepted into
MJF.
the
Yeah,
Hurt
MJF got
Business.
accepted to Hurt Business when he gave Lashley a hug. That was one of the funniest things.
So are they faces or what are they?
They hurt people. That's
Yeah.
that's basically it.
Uh, I hope that, but I hope they like go with this, like, because I think MJF could be comical. Like, I don't want the, you know, MJF that just rips on people type typical. I want like Adam Cole MJF.
Yeah, the low hanging fruit MJF. Speaking
Yes,
of Adam Cole, I haven't seen him on AW like AW TV in a while either.
he's a TNT champ.
Oh, he's a TNT champ. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
good for him.
Actually he was on something not too long ago, but just like
Maybe he's
backstage
on
stuff.
maybe he's on Collision.
Mhm.
So you got Tony
I think
Storm.
they're eventually going to be. I think more than anything, I think they're eventually building to. I think Omega and Okada, and eventually maybe Omega and Mox.
Yeah,
But it's got to be like Omega's got to get through probably Okada, and then what I mean, then the Mox. So
and then Mariah May is not a part of AEW anymore, right? Like, there's rumors that she's going to WWE, but I
that's what
haven't
I heard.
seen anything with her popping up. Um, I will say too,
I love me some
Har-
Mariah May.
Harley Cameron is one hell of a talented person. She is so entertaining to watch in everything that she does. So I will be shocked if they don't start moving her up pretty high up the card here pretty soon. Like, she's another one that they got to try to keep happy. So, oh,
Uh,
wifey's calling me.
we just ignore that.
Yeah, we'll just ignore it for now. But anyway, but yeah, man. That's really all I got. Like, I ain't got nothing. I know you gotta get back to work at some point, so um,
Well, it's a nice kind of quiet day. There's not a lot of people here. We don't have a lot of people in the office anyway normally, but I would say half the people are out. So like it's
nice,
just me, Tom back there, and then there's like two people up front, and there's like a couple people in the back. So
nice.
Even Morgan's dad's off today too. So it's a time of the year where like June 1st is like our end of our fiscal year, and there's like certain vacation days. Like if you don't use them up, you lose them.
Hmm.
So like a lot of people have days they're just trying to use up
That makes sense.
before you lose them. Like I still have like 3 or 4 I gotta somehow use.
Yeah,
But if I don't, I don't. No big deal. So,
yeah, that makes sense. Makes total
um,
sense.
but yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna
Cool. I
leave a
actually
little
probably
early
should get
and
back to work at some point today too. So this is a nice little afternoon delight podcast. So.
skyrockets in flight.
Pew!
Uh, that's what you're supposed to say on that note.
Yep. On that note, thank you guys for listening to this episode of the podcast. My name is Jason. We got Kevin here. So hopefully you enjoyed it. You can find us on your favorite podcast app of choice. You can find us on X at Live Your Gimmick. That's the at symbol followed by LIVYOURGIMMICK. You can check out the live version of our show anytime we go live on YouTube. Just go to youtube.com. Look for Gimmick Minute, click on the subscribe button. You'll get a notification every time we go live. You can join us live. And, I don't know, Saturday or Friday afternoons may just end up being our new day if we're able to do this because
I mean, honestly, like,
I'm always home Friday afternoon. So,
you know, I never could in the past because, and the thing is too, I have like my laptop, so I can go like conference room or what I mean, like I can book the conference room at lunch break because nobody uses it on
mhm.
Fridays from noon to 1, so I can go there. But as long as I don't have to go home and let the dogs out, which I'm getting to that point of the year, I don't really have to because
Mhm.
people are done with school and whatnot.
Cool.
Whatever.
All right. All right. Well, yeah, maybe we'll make this
You just like my quality and uploading and all that good stuff. So.
without a doubt. Yeah, 100%. It just makes it a whole lot easier on me. So
And what's
that's
nice too is that like I can have this since nobody hears you, but like I have my microphone for my camera, so there's no Russell.
Yeah, so no shuffle. It's perfect, Kevin. It's like your most professional setup ever. So we've gone from recording in your car to this, and it only took 6 years.
Yeah,
I just got a notification that from a Facebook post from 6 years ago about like one of our first episodes. So it's been 6 years we've been doing this
we've never
podcast.
celebrated anniversaries or anything like that.
Yeah, I
We
mean,
didn't
we don't
think,
really have like a big enough following to really make it a big deal. I
well,
mean,
the
we have
dozens that
yeah.
listen may enjoy it someday.
Yeah, the dozens and dozens of the Gimmick Minute fans.
I just got to
But
figure out, like, for some reason, my computer went. I was trying to do like a blurred background or something different. Maybe I can roll something up and I can put something on the ceiling and just drop it down
there you
the
go.
show, or
There you go.
I'll get like I can make something. I can just put it right behind me or something. So
There you go.
like
Get
a
it. Just get it.
fully temporary office.
God. All right, man. Well, I'll go ahead and wrap this up. But again, thank you guys for joining. I appreciate you listening. Hopefully, you enjoyed. If you have any opinions, please leave us a comment on either Spotify, YouTube, or Apple Podcasts, or however you listen to the show. Or you can drop us a line on X. My DMs are always open, so you can come in and say hi
I thought you were
or
going to drop us a deuce.
leave, leave us a comment. But outside of that, for Kevin, I'm Jason, reminding you smarks out there to be a fan and always live your gimmick. Goodbye, everybody.